And
So 11 o'clock Alberta time.
There we go.
And Fred is off the coast of Halifax, so I'm not sure what time he would be in, if he's in Newfoundland or Maritimes.
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the afternoon?
3 o'clock for Fred, 9 o'clock for me, 11 o'clock for Cheryl, and if you're in San Carlos, it's 10 o'clock, and this is the San Carlos Computer Club, and I'm Scott Stempson from International Computer Solutions, coming to you from the Anchorage Walkabout Town Bed and Breakfast, where I'm taking time off to do things I love, like talk to you folks. Morning, Linda. I think you're the... And Fred, glad to have you guys with us. We missed some of you folks last week.
Morning.
And we were talking about this document, these articles that we have. If anybody has a topic for today's meeting, please shout it out now. Otherwise, we can refer back to... I keep looking for in-call meetings in the wrong place. Since you folks have just gotten connected, I'll share our document link again in the in-call meetings. In-call messages, that's what I meant to say. Paul is representing us in Tequila's, even though none of us are there right now. A photo he shared with me weeks ago, and I still have not shared it out to you guys. I'm a bad man. So, as we start this meeting, is there any top of the hour questions, follow-ups, or news people would like to share?
I have a breaking news story.
Sure. Let's break some news on today's podcast, today's Computer Club meeting.
5 minutes ago, on the San Carlos Sonora residents page on Facebook, on behalf of the ownership, management, and staff of Delphine's, it has been an honor to be a restaurant amongst so many great restaurants here in San Carlos. They are closing, and they're going to reopen with a new concept. As our 10-year lease expires in August, we'd like to thank all of our friends, and hasta la vista.
Wow, so they're closing because of a lease change. It sounds like they may need to find another location.
Yeah. We'll see you soon at our new concept.
Well,
I have something to report that the Palapa Griega is almost completely thatched now.
Oh, nice. I
They have
wonder
the
if
roof
they
built.
I wonder if they've got some fire retardant material they should spray over it.
Maybe they're treating it.
That's his second fire, you know.
The Palapa Griega has had a fire before, Linda?
Yeah, you know, we moved there in 2009, and apparently he'd had a fire before that.
Oh, I'm not aware of that. It must not have been as extreme as this one was.
As this. Yeah, I saw it on Saturday. So, yeah, it's almost done.
What about the all the palapas burned, right? Even the shades on the beach, are they replacing those?
Oh, well, they burned. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't go down there. This is just from Main Street, I call it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the kitchen didn't burn or anything. That part of the building, because it wasn't palapa.
Sure. I was just curious where you would go lounge on the beach, though, that array of palapas they had there. Does it look like they're replacing those as well?
I didn't see.
Okay. That's probably a sign they haven't, at least they haven't started doing that. You would think that would be noticeable under
But he
their
enlarged
construction.
the restaurant.
Oh, all right.
I'm waiting to hear that they've redone the bathrooms.
No.
Don't get your hopes up.
Yeah, I doubt the bathrooms burned in the first place.
I know. They were still standing in the wreckage.
You know,
Oh,
you know,
they're
Cheryl, what they're
disgusting,
doing is
aren't they?
they're using the bathroom remodeling money to build the new palapa.
No.
Somebody should go torch the bathroom.
Hey,
I
let's
always-
be
I always
fair.
felt that way.
It's Mexico. You're lucky to have a bathroom.
I always
Yeah.
felt that way about tequilas.
Tequilas need
I
to drink.
remember JJ's old place and the outhouse out behind. And you're right.
And that trailer.
Tequila's needs to be a little updated too. But they don't put money into bathrooms except at that Macau. No, how do you ever say that beach club? Oh my goodness. Between the great big huge slab of wood that's the door, and then you walk into the ladies' washroom is bigger than the first 3 places we rented in San Carlos, I'm sure. You know, it's just huge. And
This is the beach club. Is this right there on? Is that right there? Before the Caracol? Is that where you're talking about?
no. The Macau. I'm not sure how you say it. It used to be Corralitos
Oh,
by the
okay.
hotel.
I know where you're talking.
It's called
Like next
Mau.
to the Fiesta.
Yeah.
Next to the Hotel Fiesta. Boy, I sure haven't spent any time in there, but that's an interesting report. In San Carlos, if you have like a genuinely decent bathroom, it would draw customers. So Cheryl, after this meeting, they're probably going to get more customers just because of your bathroom report.
I would only go in the daytime, never after dark. So,
Well, we could probably talk an hour on Mexican bathroom experiences.
I don't know if we ever shared, like Bill, anyway, long story, but somebody asked Bill to put together a taco diving map of San Carlos. And just before we left in April, we went out with the car and I took pictures all the way, up and down Beltrones, and we went out to, we even included the ones that we've been to in La Manga. Now, how many little restaurant eating establishments do you think we had on our list? We included El Cheque, we included the little kiosks, we included everything.
So, 40?
Okay. Anybody else want to get a thing?
I was going to say 35.
I think the price is right.
More, Cheryl?
Way up, way up.
50.
Really?
Above
Keep
50.
going, keep going.
Oh my gosh. Anyone else
Well-
want to give it a shot?
We were too shy of 100.
Wow.
Really?
That's not
Well,
only
some of them-
impressive
some
for
of them-
San Carlos, that's pretty impressive for you and Bill.
Well, we haven't eaten at all of them, but
What do you
they're all
mean? You don't think we can count that high?
I'm just saying that's a lot of tacos.
That's a lot of tacos.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I
places
wonder-
to eat.
I want to see that
We
list,
counted
Cheryl.
everything.
Well, we've got it in a document or an email or something. Yeah, we'll send it out.
Yeah, please send it out. It would be interesting to.
Yeah.
You guys have kind of done your own rating for them. Which one you think's best, better, or just a
So far,
list?
it's a list.
It's just a list. Okay. I'm still amazed that it's that close to. How many did you say? Just under 100?
Yeah, just a
Wow.
minute, I'll find it.
Well, that has been the big joke in San Carlos is you sell real estate, you sell tacos, you sell beer, and you sell gas. Those are the businesses that thrive in San Carlos.
Cheryl?
Yeah.
Cheryl,
Yes,
are you renting the same place next year?
partially.
Oh,
Yeah, we have it for January 1st, so we're looking for something for December.
oh, okay. Okay.
If anybody's going away for Christmas and needs their house sat for a couple of weeks, we're available. pool, beachside would be preferred, but no. So we're putting it out there. So on the podcast.
Get that message out. Well, I'm surprised Judy's not with us. I typically expect her to be with us.
Yeah, we missed her last week too.
I wonder what's going on. And the way we do things, she probably told us. I probably have to go back and listen to the podcast to find out what's going on. Linda, you got any tech topics for us this week?
Well, the only tech topic I have is screenshots. And I really never knew how to do them before. Now I finally learned how to do them correctly. And then I taught like 2 other people this week how to do them, and nobody knew what they were. So I'm happy about that for myself.
Well, congratulations. So what were you suggesting as a great way to do screenshots? I imagine under the Windows platform you were working.
Yeah, the Windows platform. You do the volume down and the on and off button at the same time. Now, I don't know if that's the same for Apple or not.
Wow, what did you just describe to us? Was that on a phone or on a laptop?
Phone.
So is it Windows or it's Android you're talking about?
I meant Android. I'm sorry, I said Windows.
No, that's
Android.
okay. And so you would
Android.
hold down the volume down, and what was the other button?
And the on and off button.
Okay.
At the same time, it takes the screenshot and then it puts it down at the
look at
bottom,
that.
and then it
Yeah.
actually goes into screenshots on
In your gallery.
in your Google Pictures. In your Google Pictures.
Yeah, it goes into a folder that's called screenshots, and you find it in your gallery, whether it's Google Photos you're using or whether you're just storing them locally. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize that was a key combination. My phone is an Honor, which is a offshoot of a Huawei Android phone. And
Well,
what
I think they work the same way.
Yeah, no, I just took 2 of them, and I didn't realize you could use the physical buttons. Now, the way we've been doing it is with 3 fingers. If you do a 3-finger swipe, it'll create a screenshot as well. But that is a very, very particular to my model of phone. And that's why I was surprised to see your suggestion work just fine. That must be an Android thing, not a Samsung thing or a Huawei thing. That must be an Android thing.
Well, I have a OnePlus.
Okay.
Someone with a Samsung is the one that told me how to do it. So
there
I've never done it.
We got 3 different models. I'm sorry, Linda, go ahead.
On Facebook, I'm on different decorating websites, and people were using it all the time. You know, when they want to put on some picture they saw somewhere, or one of the furniture stores or something like that. And I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Okay.
And I thought, well, how are they doing it? Because when, like I was on WhatsApp, you can't copy. If someone sends you something on WhatsApp, you can't put your finger on it and copy it.
Well, you can and you can't. It just depends on exactly what you're trying to do. But it sounds like, and I do this often, and people that I communicate with do this often, they'll take a screenshot of a conversation and then send you the picture so you can see what that conversation was about.
Right.
Yeah. And go ahead, Linda, I'm sorry.
Well, someone sent me a recipe on WhatsApp, and you can't copy on WhatsApp.
Well, that's not entirely true, but your solution is a great solution that's used all the time.
Yeah. Well, actually, you get the whole page thing, and then you kind of have to, after you get it in your pictures, you can kind of crop it out.
Well, and I was going to ask you that. Now, on my phone, specifically on my phone, whenever I do a screenshot, immediately as I'm looking at the screenshot, I get an edit bar. I can't even show it to you. It happens so fast.
Yeah.
but I can choose an edit function at the bottom of the window. And so I see the screenshot and I have about a 2-second pause
Yeah.
where I can hit an edit button and it'll take me into the editor, and then I can crop that screenshot. Here I am in the editor because I took a screenshot and then I hit the edit button. It brought me into the editor, and now I can crop, or I can annotate I can draw on it, and I can save or share that changed photo from the edit window.
Oh, I don't know how to draw on it yet because I see people draw on it.
Yep.
You know, like someone will put a picture of their living room and they'll show a mirror, and then someone will come in and turn the mirror around or do something else, and I don't know how they do that.
Right. Well, it's probably in that editing process.
Is anyone interested in how to do it on Windows on your computer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's share on Windows, because there's a number of different ways. Go ahead, Chester. What do you got?
The way I do it is I actually have to spread because I hit 3 buttons at the same time. One is the Windows logo button, and the other is the FN button, and the print screen button, which is in the home button up on top above the keypad.
Oh,
Okay, let me go back over it again. The Windows logo,
oh, that works.
then the FN, and the home, which is also print screen. And
What?
then it goes into my pictures. And then what I'll do is take it into my picture. I'll take it into Photoshop, do what I want to do with it, and save it as a JPEG.
That's very cool. In fact, I'm doing that right now. Just I've already done it, and I'm going into my pictures right now just to see what it looks like.
Well, I've seen the screenshot button up on my keyboard on my laptop, but I didn't know how to use it.
Well, and Chester, does it go into a specific folder other than My Pictures? It's My Pictures screenshots, or is it just My Pictures?
It goes into my pictures. Let me go over there.
Oh my gosh, I've obviously not been in My Pictures in a while. It's having to build me an index. Taking its own sweet time. I'll let that just continue to roll.
While we're waiting, Scott,
I'm here.
are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, I sent you an email with all the restaurants that we listed.
Oh, awesome.
So you can put it in your document somewhere.
I'll do that.
And I just sent it to San Carlos Computer Club.
Great.
So
Well, what I'll do is I'll make it a document and stick it on the website, and then we can link to it. Well, Chester's suggestion is one that I have not used before, but I do screenshots all the time.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah?
It went into pictures, and it's under a folder called screenshots, and it's a PNG. It's a PNG format.
Look at that. I just found it.
PNG. What's PNG, Chester?
Well, it's a picture type format, and it's a picture format, one of the many picture formats.
Yes.
But I usually convert it to a JPEG.
Okay.
PNG is an open standard that's been supported by all the platforms now. They tend to be bigger pictures than a JPEG equivalent, but it's considered a lossless format. I found screenshots, but I can't find the one that I just took. Oh, there it is. So that's a great suggestion, because that created the file for you. There are some other ways to do this. Probably the one I use most frequently is the snip and save. Is that what it's called? Screen snip is what it's called. In fact, let me go back to my display right now. Might be a little chaotic, but what really matters to me, for you, is this notifications area when I hit in the lower right hand corner of the taskbar. Can you guys see that? I'm sure if you have Windows, you've seen something like this before. This is where you get new email messages and things are announced here. And what really matters in this conversation, in this context, is these buttons down at the bottom. If you guys can see those buttons, this is quick access. This is a quick access button area. And if I hit this expand, you'll see you can have many more buttons than just what I've got there. And I always put this screen snip button right at the top of my list. And what the screen snip does is it allows you to cut, like crop a piece of the screen. I'm going to try doing this while broadcasting, and we'll see what kind of experience it is. But if I hit the screen snip...
Judy joined.
Hello, Judy. We were just doing some screen capture stuff.
Hi, I'm just here for a minute.
We were missing you.
The tree trimmer is here. I've got to help him haul the branches down.
Okay.
They're like this big. Otherwise, he has to climb up and climb down. So I said I'd just help him. So I'm just going to listen.
All right. Very good. We're happy to have you with us. So we're going to see how this broadcasts, if you can see it or not. My experience is I hit screen snip, and what that does is it lights my screen to indicate that it's going on. And is it happening?
Okay.
Come on. Do your thing. Low light. Maybe it's not allowing me to do it. Because, oh, there it is. Can you guys see that? So my presentation is low lighted. It's got some options up here at the top I never use, but I'm sure they're easy to sort out. They have to do with the way you would capture something. And I'm going to capture just Chester right now. And so I'll draw a square around what I want captured and let go of the button. And everything's moving a little slower, I'm sure, because we're doing this presentation. And so now that is on the clipboard. We've had that conversation before. That is actually sitting in virtual memory, waiting for me to paste it somewhere else. Here it is, finally giving me a message.
What format is it?
It's finally saying here, snip save to clipboard. And what's interesting about the Windows platform is that snip and sketch is what it's called, screen snip. It's actually in my notifications area, or it should be. We should see it up here. There it is. There's what I clipped, if you guys can see it on the right side.
I can't see anything.
Linda, I'm sorry. Are you on an iPad? Maybe you can't see anything because I'm just off of the screen.
No, I'm not on an iPad. I only have, I just can't see you because I'm on my phone.
Oh, well, that would be the reason too. If you're using a full screen display like a laptop, or maybe you'll want to come back and look at this in the YouTube video. But if you're on a full screen laptop,
maybe I should go on my laptop.
you can see this side notification.
What format is it saved in?
Well, again, Chester, it's actually in virtual memory at this point. And that's why I liked your suggestion, because if you wanted to create a file real quick, that seems like a good way to do it. This is not creating the file. This is creating your screen capture and saving it on the clipboard to be pasted somewhere else. Now, because it's Windows 10 and I'm using screen snip, which is also called snip and sketch, I can actually click on this and I can bring up an application that would be like a clipboard. And it will take a moment,
No.
but it will come up and we'll see this picture. I'm hoping you guys are seeing this. It's all just going slower. Oh, it failed to open the file. That's wonderful. Great. So I'm sure it's falling apart because I'm recording and I'm hosting the meeting and trying to do this at the same time. But in a perfect world, I would be looking at your picture and I would be able to edit it and I would be able to make changes to it, like annotate it with, I could draw on it. But this is not what I was expecting it to be. It should be in virtual memory. I could go over to something like our document. I should be able to just use a paste feature. So somebody's echoing. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it here. I'm gonna go ahead and paste it using a keyboard shortcut. And there's Chester, which I cut out of the screen snip.
Okay, can you get that into a photo editing program?
Yes, I could move over to, in fact, I do this all the time. I do a screen snip and I grab the piece of the screen that I want to use, and then I go over to GIMP. I don't use Photoshop, I use GIMP, but it's just a different photo program, and I paste it right into my work there. Now, Screen Snip, I like it because it's included with Windows and it's very straightforward. But the truth is, there's other ways to do this as well. Now, your Windows key and the FN key and the print screen is creating full files. So if what you were hoping for was to have a file in the end, that seems like a great way to do it. If you just hit the print screen button, that'll take a picture and put on the clipboard of your screen. So you would have the same thing that you're doing, Chester, but it wouldn't already be a file. Looks like Dave's joining us. Good morning, Dave. So
if you hit the print screen without hitting the FN key, I don't think it would work.
Yeah, well, it probably depends on which keyboard you're on. But if you hit a print screen, in fact, I'm going to go, I just did that. I hit a print screen. And I'm going to paste what it's got right underneath what we've... And there's my whole screen right now. And that was just print screen. But again, it's in the clipboard. It's in virtual memory. I have not created a file with it. It's just sitting in memory right here, waiting for me to put it somewhere. And then another way to do this would be to hold down, I think it's Control Print Screen or it's Alt Print. Let me try it real quick. I'm going to do Control Print Screen. And I'm going to go over here. If this worked correctly, it should be the active window. So I'm going to paste again. No, it didn't work. So it's Alt Print Screen. Let me do this again. Alt Print Screen. And I'm going to paste that. Control V is what I'm using to paste. And you'll see what came up is just our meeting. It's the active window. So now we've got 4 different ways to do print screens or screenshots in Windows 10 or Windows environment. Chester's suggestion creates a physical file of what's on the screen. That was FN Windows key print screen. There is the screen snip function, provided by Windows 10 that allows you to drag a box around what you want to copy off the screen, and then that's put into virtual memory. It's put onto the clipboard so it can be pasted somewhere. There's also the print screen button by itself, which puts onto the clipboard the entire screen you're looking for. And there's also holding the Alt key and hitting the print screen, and that is the active window being copied. So even though I've got maybe a dozen windows on my screen, one of those windows is active. Yeah, you can't have all your windows active at the same time. There's one in the foreground. That's the one that if you were to type on your keyboard, it would type into that window. That's the active window. And when you hold the Alt key and hit print screen, that's the only window that's captured. And again, that's captured into virtual memory. It's captured onto the clipboard, and it's waiting to be pasted into something like a photo editor, or in my case, I've been pasting it into a Google Doc. I hope I didn't lose anybody on that. Is there any questions? Linda's looking like she has a question.
No, if you Google it, they tell you step by step what to do.
All right.
I just did it.
So
It's just a little bit different than what Chester did.
yeah. Well, as you can see in typical Windows Microsoft fashion, there's more than one way to accomplish the same task. Can I bring you back to this notification area and these buttons that I was referring to? Because people don't realize that you actually can put, these buttons are selected by Microsoft, but you can choose the order that they're in, and you can choose what buttons you want to have appear. And most people in Windows 10 aren't aware of this. If you click in this area, oh, there we go. Yeah. Let me change my view again. And here I am in the notifications area. So the collapse and the expand are so that you're not overwhelmed with buttons you're not using. When they're collapsed, these are the 4 buttons that matter to you the most. And when you expand them, please expand. Come on. My poor computer. You can do it. I'm going to try one more time here. This is a wonderful experience when you're not having a meeting and you're not trying to record stuff at this. Let me, I'm going to.
Like you told me, though, isn't the important one the security screen, the security button, that you want to know that you've got a security problem that will highlight? You mentioned to me to put that down there.
Well, and you're referring to, and you can see it on my screen right now. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, there's a little shield here with a green check on it. And that's what we were talking about, Chester, was that's Microsoft's antivirus,
yes.
anti-malware. And it will, by default, reside in this little drawer. I'm sorry, it's probably a little hard to see with all the garbage that I've got on my screen right now. But I don't like to leave it in this task tray drawer. I like to grab it and drag it over so it's always in front of me. And that's what you're referring to, Chester. So I can look down there. If that check mark changes to yellow or red, I know I'm having problems with my internet protection. But going back to this notifications bar, I've opened it up again. This is what it looks like expanded. And so these are all different features that you might or might not find useful. But what's really useful is putting the things you find useful at the very top. And you can do this by right-clicking in this area and choosing Edit. This is in the notifications area. So I'm going to hit edit now. And we're going to wait for it. There it is. And so you can see I can unpin buttons from this. So I can pull them right off of this list of buttons. I can also move buttons around by clicking and dragging. It's giving me very poor performance, but that's what I'm working on right now. You see how I can shape the order of buttons to my needs. When I'm done, I've created this button matrix that matters to me, in the order that matters to me, the things that matter to me, and the things that I care about every day, every moment, I put at the top of this button list so I can collapse it, and I have all this notification space for what I'm doing throughout the day, emails coming in, screen snips I'm trying to find. But then I put the screen snip button right up here. This priority means don't interrupt me while I'm working. So emails that come in, text messages, they all go in this notifications bar, but they don't pop up on the screen. So they don't distract me. This one here is my Bluetooth, which I like to on the fly turn on and off. And so it's very easy for me to do that with this button. This button also tells me what I'm connected to. So when I'm using my Bluetooth headphones, it'll say the name of the headphones right there when Bluetooth is on. And then this last button is to go into settings, which I always just found very convenient. You don't have to set your stuff up the way I have it set up, and that's the point. That's the reason I'm showing it to you. Is in this list, and there's more if you go to the add button while you're editing, but in this list there's things like turn on your mobile hotspot, turn on your VPN, project to a screen if you're using a projector, connect to a device, and there's more. If you go into settings, again, if I go here, I click with the right mouse button and choose edit, you'll see at the bottom of this, it'll take a moment, it'll have an option, add. Dare I go into add? I'm going to dare it. It's going to open up settings and take me right to where, oh no, it's not. This is new. These are all things that are not on my button list at the moment that I could choose to add to it. I'll put Wi-Fi on. So in a moment, I should see a button for Wi-Fi appear as one of my options. There it is. It's the last one. And now I can take that Wi-Fi button, click and drag it around, and shape this matrix of buttons the way I want it to be. Again, all these performance issues that I'm having are my issues because I'm recording and hosting a meeting at the same time. So there's the new button, and it's given me the opportunity to put it in any of these spots. I don't use that button for anything, so I'm now going to remove it. I'm just going to hit this pin, and it will disappear from my button list in a moment. There, it's gone. I've decided I'm done, so I'm going to hit the done button, and it's going to take a moment. And there it is. And I'm going to collapse it because I really don't have need for these buttons except for on certain occasions. Whereas these top 4 buttons I tend to use every day. And so I'm going to just collapse it down to here, and I'm going to walk away from it by clicking anywhere else on my screen. So those are 2 great Windows 10 and I assume Windows 11 topics. Linda, are you running Windows 11, or Bill, somebody out there running Windows 11? If you are, check and see if the notification system works the same way. I suspect
We're running the Windows 11 now on both computers.
Oh, do you have a notifications bar to the right like I'm showing on my screen?
I can't see you on the screen.
Yeah, Scott, I had to pin you before I could see anything that you were doing. I don't think you were in presentation mode or whatever. But Linda, if you scroll over to the very far right, mine right now says no new notifications and that it's off. But it's all the way over to the right on the bottom.
Are you talking about where it says activities?
Mine doesn't say activity.
No.
Maybe it's been named
No.
activities in Windows.
No, it says whiteboarding, collaboratively brainstorm, and sketch ideas. No.
It's below activities. It's below that.
Below.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
I only have one line on my menu bar. I don't have anything below.
So
Well,
if you
mine
wanted
has the
Cheryl,
date.
just hit expand and you'll find the button, the list of buttons that I'm referring to, and it looks like we're on our 10-minute countdown. I'm going to try
But
again.
Scott, you've mentioned this little shield before, and mine's been yellow for a very long time. So now, if somebody had asked me this morning, what are you doing today? I know what I'm doing today. This afternoon, I'm going to fix all my little yellow notifications.
All right.
I have a printer that has to be updated. I'm dealing with my Google Drive. I'm getting all of my pictures zipped and off and out so that my Gmail will keep active. So I'll see you guys in about a year.
Okay.
And my house needs cleaning.
Well, if you missed what I was doing, go back to our YouTube video and you'll be able to see what I was talking about as far as these buttons. I find that notification center very helpful, and I find those quick access buttons very helpful. And what most people aren't aware of is your ability to tailor those quick action buttons to the things that matter to you. Most people aren't aware of that.
Linda,
did-
where's
I did
your
have a
date
Windows-
and where's your calendar and time shown on your face on your what you're seeing?
My time is like, okay, the notification thing is at the very end. To the left of it is the time, and when I click on the time, I've got 3 different time zones that I can see. And then there's
How
the
about
date.
Linda though? She doesn't have those items.
If
I'm asking.
if I
Yeah.
click on the time and the date at the bottom, the whole month will come up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but to the left of that,
Or to
is
the right of
little
that, to the
up
right of that.
arrow.
No.
The right of the time in
Go to the
Windows
left and you see a
10.
little up.
Yeah.
Click on that up arrow.
You mean where I have like the picture of the printer? I have
No,
I have Bluetooth. No.
no, that's
Do you have anything that looks like a speech balloon, but a square speech balloon?
No.
Okay, that's what the notification thing looks like
All right.
as an icon.
well. That's good to know. I haven't spent any
Well,
time looking
I'll
at that
Google
in Windows
notifications.
11, but let's just say where is the notifications
Notifications in Windows 11.
11. We'll do a quick search here. Find your notifications. Windows 11 puts
It
notifications.
says in the bottom right corner.
I wonder if in Windows 11 you can choose to turn it off or not. But you know what it says here
That's
is
probably what I have.
you can hold down. It says you can hold down the Windows key and the letter N, and that should open your notifications center in Windows 11. Does that work for you, Linda?
Right click over there.
What I was saying is that
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. If you right click on the time and the date in the right corner, it says notification settings.
Ah,
okay, but that's
Okay.
not quite what we're looking for.
That's not?
No, try holding the Windows key and pressing the letter N. What happens?
I get the calendar.
Oh, so the calendar and time, maybe it's been mixed with the notification center in Windows 11.
Okay, let me right click on the date and time and go to notification settings. Let's see what it does. System notifications. Okay, I have it off.
Ah, okay.
There's a button you can on and off it. Get notifications from apps and other senders.
There you
See,
go.
I have it turned off because I can't stand all the garbage they send you.
So one of the buttons that I have done is, oh, I'm in the wrong place. I've got too many pictures of you folks. I'm losing the meeting. One of the buttons that I've provided to myself by tailoring this button bar is this one that says priority only, Linda. Got a little moon, like a crescent moon on it.
Priority only.
And what that does is all the notifications stack up in the center, and it doesn't interrupt the work you're doing. You don't have things flashing up on your screen telling you an email came in, somebody's texting you, Facebook notification. All that stuff gets put into the notification center, but it doesn't bother you while you're receiving them. If I turn off priority only.
Okay, so maybe it's this one, Focus Assist? Yeah.
Yes.
I don't have
yes,
that.
That's what it is. Focus Assist is the new name for it. You're right.
Okay, so it says Focus Assist, control times when you do and don't get notifications.
Yep.
so when I clicked on it, it changed to priority only.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
if
I
I
have
click on it
3.
again, alarms only. And then finally, is it just off?
No, this show a summary of what you missed when Focus Assist was on.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool. So you haven't
it's
added
much
one
more
yet?
robust under Windows 11, I'm assuming.
Okay, so then it has automatic rules. When I'm duplicating my display, when I'm playing a game,
Oof.
when I'm using an app in full screen mode only, and for the first hour after Windows feature update, priority only. That's what's all on.
I don't know if you remember, but before mobile phones, we never worried about notifications showing up on the screen of Windows 10 or of Windows. Like if you think of Windows XP, you would have to have an email program running for you to know that you were getting email. Whereas the model of the operating system now, the Macintosh is the same way, is that you're receiving notifications from these particular apps all the time, just like a phone does. And so they've had to make it much more sophisticated to control those notifications.
I just turned it off because it's so annoying.
Yes, I understand. But in this case, it's not so much the notifications that we were focusing on than we were the buttons, those quick access buttons or quick action buttons that are available in Windows. How are we doing for time? We've got 3 minutes. I'm going to open up the next meet so we're ready and start migrating over to that meet because we're going to run out of time in a little bit here. I think those are 2 great impromptu topics for our club. I'm going to write them down on our list of things that we were talking about while we wait for the new meet to open. Screenshots, Android, and Windows. and quick access buttons and notifications in Windows. All right, the new meet is open and I'm starting it now. If you're here, you want to be there. All the cool people are in the other meet. There we go. I am closing down the old meet right now. And Judy's not with us at the moment. She's going to have to catch up with us. We got Chester, Paul. We need Fred and Judy. Carol. There's Fred. I think we're just missing Judy at this point. She'll probably come back to her computer and find out that she's been changed, been knocked out of the old meeting. So that was screenshots and notifications in Windows. Here comes Linda.
There.
And just in case anybody still needs a link to the document I'm working in, I will put that in this meeting as well. So again, that was screenshots and notifications. If anybody has anything else they'd like to add to those topics or questions, this is a good time to ask them. Otherwise, I did bring some topics that I thought you guys would find interesting. One is just to mention this website called Exit Reviews. Through the good nature of people out there on the internet that feel like they need to share their product experiences with people, this website, Exit Reviews, has been set up so that you can tell the world how you stopped using these products. So if you go into Exit Reviews, I'm just an explorer, and it just goes through all these products that people have taken the time to share with you why they're not using the product anymore. And it's all things like the hardware failed to detect people walking by. This is a video doorbell. Who's it by? Let me make this screen just slightly bigger. So what we're looking at here is a, maybe let me do this. That and do this. I wonder why I can't get that on the screen. It's an EUFY, EUFY smart Wi-Fi video doorbell. And so here it said how long they owned it, how they used it. Stress points are the things that went wrong with it. Failed to detect people walking by, always a hit or miss with human detection. I've already gotten the camera replaced once before with the 1-year warranty expired. Before the 1-year warranty expired. Now after the year is up, the camera is struggling. Planned obsolescence is this reviewer's point of view. And so he has used Exit Reviews as a place to kind of voice his grievance with this product. This would be a great place if you were looking at a product and you're thinking you wanted it. This would be a good place to go look and see if somebody else has owned it and learn of the kinds of problems they had with the product.
Does it have a search function?
It does. It does. We're just exploring through some of the kinds of problems right now that people have had with products. Like this is a pair of headsets that after a year, the stitching started splitting on the headset. So like they didn't have any technical problems with it except for the package was falling apart. The earphones were wearing out. But right here on the home page, it's got a search. It suggests try headphones or Logitech as an example. Let me just put in TV, or even better, let's do Samsung TV and see what comes up. Here's somebody, he's got a very specific Samsung from 2019. And he's saying something went wrong with it. Supposedly quantum dot layer burn-in. So he's telling us about this TV from 2019 that after 2 years, he's seeing spots on the screen from like maybe he was continually using the screen to project something that was static. It didn't have a moving nature. And because of that, it has left a burn-in image on the screen. So anyway, I thought you guys would find that interesting. If we were looking for, I think the way I would use it is if I was looking at buying a product, I would go to a place like Exit Reviews and make sure the product's at least not on that website. It's probably a bad...
the name of the program?
It's a website called exitreviews.com.
I've just been typing in a few things. Like I've been having problems with the one manufacturer of the glucose monitor, and I thought maybe somebody would have something in there. There is absolutely nothing. Their search page, search for brand, condition, etc.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I typed in Sony camera and I got about 4 hits. But most things I'm not getting anything for. I tried air conditioner, nothing. So I'm not sure if it's only technology. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but.
Yeah, I think it's all reviews, and the Exit Reviews is because there isn't a place. Typically, when you do a review on like Amazon, you're a couple of weeks into it. You're like, package got to me okay. Everything was fine. Product works the way I expected. I'm very happy with it. 4 or 5 stars. Everything's great. But what there isn't is really a system for reviewing the product when it's failed 2 years later, or the condition of the product over its lifetime. And that's what this is attempting to be.
Right. Yeah, with the reviews on the Amazon, it would be really nice if you could jump to the reviews or something. We were looking at something yesterday. And so here's the description of the item, and then, see more. And then they've got, people that have bought this have bought similar things. And then there's a couple of ads, and then there's all this. You got to scroll. You can't know, there is no jump to reviews. And there doesn't seem to be a way. I did one time on a laptop able to search failure or for 1 star and things like that. And there are some, you can search by date, so people that have, a long time ago purchased it, see if they've got something new. But some people go back and put some reviews on the Amazon site. But
at the introductory portion of any item, it says number of reviews, and it might say 12.
Right.
And if you click on that, you go to the reviews.
Well, I thought that I'd seen that before, but yesterday we could not find anything that had reviews up in that top part. I don't know.
And then sometimes it'll say, be the first person to review this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually in small blueprint. And then it'll show you a chart of the ratings 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
And I usually go to the poorest rating and see what see what I don't, what they say.
Yeah.
If you click on the bar for 1 star, then that's the ones you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I
But
typically,
I see it all the time on everything I look at.
well, hold on. There are products that no one has reviewed, and so no review will appear. And so Cheryl, maybe you're dealing with that kind of product that somebody just that nobody has bought. In fact, those products I would be the most concerned about because they just haven't been on the market long enough for anyone to give their opinion. And then with the chart of like 5 versus 1 stars, my thinking is I always disregard anything in the top category, and I go to the most abundant category below that. And I'm just curious what they're saying. If it's 2 stars, 3 stars, or 1 stars, I want to see what people are saying in that, because undoubtedly the top category is always the one with the most reviews. That's how they market their stuff. And Amazon they have a history of fake reviews. So it's really hard to take 5-star reviews seriously on Amazon. I would just
sometimes the manufacturer will post positive.
The manufacturers that sell products on Amazon are notoriously getting in trouble for hiring these click farms to write reviews for their products. And so there are like the equivalent of call centers out there in the world that get a contract to create reviews for Amazon. And they just sit around writing good reviews for products.
Well, I just went back to it, guys, and the one that I was looking for, you're right at the very top of the description, it says, wait a minute, now I've lost it again. Reviews. And then I didn't realize that where it says how many ratings, if I click on that, it takes me directly to it. So it says 24 ratings, and that's where I need to go.
So I think we need to pay attention to this website, this Exit Reviews, because it's new, it's growing, and what it is it's a place to say why. And I think of them as very genuine reasons, because who takes their time to go through that? These are people that want to voice their grievance with the product. They've gone out of their way to find a place to share that information with others.
What do we know about Krebs_Adrian? Exit Reviews by KREBS_Adrian. It's got privacy and terms, and they want you to sign in. I hate these things.
Well, yeah, you're talking about becoming a member so that you can leave your own review. Add your broken products, and you would have to have an account to do that.
Yeah. Track the life cycle of your product. Trending brands, Logitech, Apple, Sony, Razer, and Sennheiser. It's very, technology. Huh. Looks like it's brand new. They don't have a lot of stuff.
Yes, it is brand new. It's just been floating around there for a little while, and I suspect that because of the animosity people are feeling towards Amazon's review system, we're going to see it start stacking up with stuff that's failing for people.
I did find an Explore button on the homepage.
That's what I had started it with. That's where we got that one review we were looking at, is just right off of the Explore feature. I think as I go forward buying products, it's just one more resource to look at. If you find your product in there, somebody felt like they ought to share with the world why they stopped using the product. If it's not in there, it's just like a checkbox in your research. You're like, well, it wasn't in Exit Reviews. Back to the Amazon reviews or wherever else you might find somebody talking about it.
You know, on eBay, if you want to post a negative review on eBay, they will alert you that you could be sued.
Wow, that's wild. You know, on YouTube, we use thumbs up or thumbs down on content. So they've removed the thumbs down from content for viewers. Like me, as the host of the San Carlos Computer Club with a YouTube channel, if somebody's given a thumbs down to one of our videos, I see it. But now you don't see it as a consumer of YouTube videos. So you don't know the quality of the video to begin with. So say somebody makes a review about a product and they're slamming the product. They're saying it's a horrible product. And a bunch of people come along and say, this review sucks. This is wrong. I love this product. They'll thumbs down the review. And people like yourselves might come across that video. They'll see 1,000 thumbs down and go, well, this isn't even good content. This isn't legitimate. But now you don't see the thumbs down view. So you can't determine right at the get-go whether this is good content. In my example, it's even worse because you're left to your own devices to figure out whether that was good content. Maybe you walk away from that video thinking, oh, that product sucks. I wonder why it's getting 5 stars in Amazon. Well, it's because somebody hated on it, and you aren't aware of how fictitious their information is. It all falls into the same mentality. This reviewing, this citizen reviewing products. In that last example, the product is the YouTube video. In the previous ones, it's a product that you're buying off of Amazon, or in eBay, you're buying it off of eBay. But essentially, they're really trying to close this window of research for you. Like they're trying to fear you into not leaving a bad review, Chester. When you're on eBay, the eBay platform is trying to fear you into leaving a bad review, which absolutely is necessary to do a genuine purchase decision. In Amazon, they hide it. In Amazon, it gets buried. And they continue to let their vendors do these shady practices of 5-star reviews, 5-star reviews, 1,000 5-star reviews. And it's some click farm that's been hired to leave those reviews. And Amazon tries, they say they try, to police all that and shut down accounts that are doing that. But we live in a digital age. 1,000 accounts that can do that can be created at a click of a button. I'm sorry, Chester, you were going to add something.
Yeah, that's why basically what I do is I read the bottom, the one reviews where I find the negatives. And if I don't see any negatives or they're very minor, then I consider the product. But I do, and I have changed my mind after reading some of the negative reviews. But that's all I read. I don't go up and read the number ones.
Right. Like actually the number ones I could write myself because I'm dreaming about how well this product's going to work in my life. So they're just going to be telling me everything I'm hoping to hear from it. What I want is the people that have had bad experiences with it. Yeah. The other thing that I like to do when I'm looking at reviews is I pay close attention to the date the review was made. It actually saved me just the other day. I was looking at the bad reviews on one product, and I'm like, yeah, this just sounds like people griping. And then I look at the date on it. Well, they were griping a week ago. And I look at more of them, and they're all like within the last 3 months. And I'm like, wow, that has some real context. It's different when you find bad reviews from 3 years ago versus bad reviews from 3 months ago. And 3 months ago means they're still not getting their shit together on this product. 3 years ago means there's a good possibility that they've fixed whatever these problems were. If you find yourself in bad reviews and the majority of them are from an extended period of time from now, then then there's a good thought that, well, there's no recent bad reviews. Maybe they've resolved whatever issues there were.
There's another aspect that I look at. Let's say, for example, there are 4,000 reviews, and only 10 of them are negative. And when I consider there are 10 negatives versus 4,000 positives, then I kind of discount the negatives.
Yeah, because there are people. I hope people do that when they look at the reviews of our bed and breakfast, because we've had a couple of snotty people just decide they had a bad experience with us and just wrote fiction on TripAdvisor. And what's been in our favor is we've replied to it with good information and assured anybody that's reading this that we would answer any questions. Just call us. We would be happy to share with you the experience we had with this. And I think that people do. They look at those kinds of reviews and they go, well, that's not even the problems I was worried about. Or my gosh, look at this person. I don't think I would want them in my house either. And so you're disregarding those few negative reviews in terms of all those bad reviews is the way that we really hope people are functioning. Because there are just haters out there. There are people that deal with the internet as their hate platform. Well, the lull in conversation makes me feel like we should move on to another topic. Now that we have beaten reviews to death and I've made you aware of this exit reviews site, I think that if I was going to leave a product, I would go out of my way to go leave an exit review now, just so it's out there on the internet, not being obscured by an algorithm created by Amazon. We always use the thinking that there are a lot more people ready to go out and say bad stuff than there are good people out there ready to go out and say good stuff. So we cherish our good reviews. It makes our bed and breakfast work, and we respect that people probably recognize that when they come across a bad review of ours, is that look at how many people went out of their way to say something good about our business.
So, Scott, you have 3 news articles, and I went down to the bottom one about the iCloud service. This is my biggest fear, is that I decide I'm going to go with a certain iCloud, and they're ending a certain service.
Okay,
and
yeah,
offering...
and you have added iCloud. It's actually Cloud Cam that we're talking about.
Oh, sorry. Ending Cloud Cam service. Amazon is ending Cloud Cam service and offering something else.
So you guys probably, if you're not using this equipment, you didn't even know it was out there. But Amazon a while back offered their own security camera called the Cloud Cam.
Oh, I see.
And so they were offering services to back that up, where like if somebody comes on the camera, that video gets shooted to the cloud and it's archived there for a particular period of time. If you can imagine any security cameras you've used recently, it had the same type of function. But what's happened is Amazon has acquired other companies that are doing the same thing. Smart Home has become part of Amazon. Blink has become part of Amazon. Euro is part of Amazon now. And so they're discontinuing their Cloud Cam cameras. And what I thought was interesting about this is they recognize people are still using this equipment. So instead of upgrading it or switching it over, they're just sending out cameras, Blink cameras for free to these customers. I thought that was a pretty decent...
I read it wrong. Cloud Cam, and I was thinking it said iCloud, and so...
Yeah, I put it in the lineup just thinking maybe one of you folks have had experience with this camera. But I just thought it was a good business practice that they're going to shut down a service they've got. They're pushing forward these other services that they've purchased and made part of what they do, and they recognize that that's a pain point for you, and so they will send you out. In fact, apparently, if you're still using the Cloud Cam service, they're not even asking you. They're just going to send you a new camera. I hope this gets followed up with, not only are we sending you a new camera, we're migrating all those accounts over to the other service. Your same username and password will at least get you access to set up a new username and password, that kind of stuff. So that when you're opening up the app to look at your camera, it's saying, hey, you're supposed to be using this new camera and you're supposed to be using this new service. I don't know. It's Amazon. By the time they figure that out, technically, it probably won't be matter. It'll be moot by that point anyway. People will have already gone off to other services. Because that's the Amazon way of application development. They're always right behind. They're always pushing out equipment that they're fixing the software for later. Well, another one in this lineup that was really interesting was this decentralized identity. And it's an article that was written, on Cyber News. And I think it's very interesting. It's an interview with a very particular company that's doing decentralized authentication. And the gist of it, I actually pulled from a paragraph in the article. It says, the decentralized identity or self-sovereign identity allows you to manage all your identities yourself. You receive credentials from issuers such as the government or universities and store them in a digital wallet. You verify your identity through a blockchain-based ledger which does not store user data when you need to. In this case, your information is controlled only by you and doesn't end up in countless databases ready for companies and malicious hackers to exploit. So this is very similar to the conversation we were having, I think it was last week, about Microsoft and Apple and Google joining in on this cry for no more passwords. And the idea is that you bring that authentication model closer to you. So you have it in your device instead of it being out in a database. So things like your name, your address, all of that is stored close to you in a device that's close to you. And you're given the option of sharing that information to a service. In this model, a key would be generated for you, like a public and private key. And your public key would be your username. And your private key for that particular service would be your authentication to open up that service. This seems to be the way we're going in the future so that we can get passwordless interactions with these services. I would recommend reading it, give you an idea of where we're going. We're going to see a lot more of this happening in the coming year. If you are someone that has avoided learning about two-factor authentication, then you are falling behind the curve. We are going to certainly be, by 2013, in many circumstances where you're going to be asked to use your smartwatch or your telephone to authenticate you to do things as simple as get into Facebook, get into your Amazon account, and you're going to be offered the option of getting rid of your password. The third article on my list, I have not had a chance to read this. Somebody sent this to me. Bill, was it you that sent it to me? Somebody sent me this article. Maybe we'll save it for next week because I haven't had a chance to read it myself. Has to do with digital driver's licenses and how easy they are to forge. I don't have any comments because I haven't read the article. So maybe we'll save that for next week. It'll give me a chance to do some research. But this is a good time for anybody that has a recommendation for a website or a book or a movie or a TV show to shout it out right now and share with us what you've found that the rest of us could take advantage of. Did anyone watch the new Obi-Wan Kenobi? It is awesome. If you're a Star Wars fan like I am, it's the best new TV show on Disney Plus. They started it out with the first 2 episodes. Bill, have you watched it yet? Highly recommend it.
I started watching a little bit of it to see whether I liked it, and so far it's been good. I might have to wait until Cheryl catches up to me because she sometimes watches this as well.
It was awesome. The world building that they have done, and even the premise is, I didn't even realize this is what the show was going to be about.
Yeah, no, we haven't watched it yet. In the grocery store, we have this one clerk, and he's kind of nerdy. Anyways, he was going on about the hockey, and I am a Calgarian, and we played against Edmonton Oilers, and we lost. And now Edmonton is going on to play Colorado. So, you know, we've got some things with Cunningham's and us and all this kind of stuff. We're in the semifinals of the hockey, and it would be cool if a Canadian team actually made it for a while. And it's where we live now. It's quite close to Edmonton. Anyways, I got stuck in a different series, The Lincoln Lawyer. And I watched the whole first season, and I've read, I think it's based off a Grisham book or something. Anyways, it was okay. But I binged it all the way through in 2 nights. So all 9 hours is gone, you know.
Well, I know my buddy Justin's binging Stranger Things right now. We watched 2 episodes of the new season of Stranger Things. Easily another recommendation. They're doing a great job again. I would highly recommend Stranger Things if you guys are into that. The Lincoln Lawyer, have you seen the movie? The movie was really good.
Yeah, no, I never saw the movie, but I've watched this series. So I thought I was going to watch a movie, and then it ended up being a series. So yeah, so I watched it.
Yeah, I would recommend. I haven't seen the series yet. I've heard good things about it, but I believe the way it works is the movie was based on the books, and the TV series is based on the movie.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at my list. Queen of the South was one that we watched a long time ago, and they've added a new series, and I haven't started that because that was one that we'd watched together, so we might do that one. But Queen of the South is cartel and drugs and everything, and I didn't know if Chester knew that they had a new series out, but I see he's gone.
He's left us.
The ladies, I watched a chick flick, a romance, whatever. Perfect Pairings. It's a little bit of Australia, so maybe Sandy would be interested in watching it. So it was a wine, a girl that works for a wine company, and anyway, she goes out onto a station and ends up falling in love with the guy that owns it, of course. So it's just a fun little Perfect Pairings. That was kind of fun, and I can't remember what I did watch something else, but I can't remember what it is.
Does anybody wonder why Cheryl will speak to 9, 10 o'clock in the morning?
Hey, I have another recommendation of a recent movie we just saw, and it's a bit of a sleeper. You may not have heard of it yet. It's called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Ooh.
Everywhere All at Once. And it is a lot. It is I can't remember the actress's name. She's been around forever. She's Chinese, and the story is centered around a Chinese couple that owns a laundromat.
Oh.
And the concept is that it's kind of like the new Doctor Strange movie. There's a number of different dimensions happening at the same time, different realities happening at the same time, and each reality is a deviation from the standard reality based on a decision that was made that could have been made differently. And so there is this adventure. This is presented as a very dry, like family business Chinese story that is completely upturned by these other realities intersecting with this reality. And the skill is to be someone that is able to participate in each reality at the same time. It will blow your mind. And one of the things that at least people from my generation are really enjoying about this movie is the lead co-star is the actor, the Chinese actor that played Data in the Goonies movie. And he also played Short Round in Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones's Temple of Doom. I don't know if you remember the little Asian guy that was driving the car. That was Indiana Jones's sidekick throughout that movie. Well, he did that as a child, and then as a young teenager, he was part of the Goonies team in the Steven Spielberg movie. And then after that, we never saw him again. And this is really his return to doing movies, and we get to see him as an adult now. About maybe just a little bit older than I am, or the same age. He could be the same age. So that was fun for us as well, as to see him. But this movie is a mind trip, and we actually went to go see it with Justin and his girlfriend. On their second viewing, they're like, as soon as you see this movie, you're gonna have to see it again. And he's right. I can't wait for the next viewing of this movie, because there's just so much going on, and it's presented it to you. You start out this movie just really dry, typical immigrant story in the United States. They're going in for a tax audit because of the way they've done their books. And you get to learn the dynamics of the relationship, the family relationship, and you're just thinking, this is a sci-fi movie? And sure enough, it is a crazy, multi-dimensional movie. It's a very easy recommendation.
So you talk about multi-dimensional. Okay, here's another one for you. Senior year, Melissa McCarthy, cheerleader, and has an accident in the day before prom and graduation, goes into a coma for 20 years and comes back. It's pretty funny, but or 30 years maybe, I don't know. But her friends from high school are now moved on and doing different things, and she's acts like, what a job of acting 17 when you're 37, like it was really, really cool.
Well, Cheryl, I know the movie you're talking about. That's actually Rebel Wilson.
Oh, it's Rebel Wilson, not Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I always do that, but Rebel, yes, you're right. Yeah, she's quite something.
Well, she's amazing to look at now too, because she's dropped all that weight that she had. In fact, I went out on the internet and did some Google image searches just because I wanted to see the difference. And she had gotten to such a large weight at one point, and now she's down so skinny, large people are a little offended by her. She was kind of like who did you say before? Melissa?
Melissa.
Yeah, she was kind of like an icon to larger people. They're a little upset with her losing so much weight.
Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah,
and then the other large actress is the one that's on This Is Us, Christy. I can't remember her name right now either. But yeah, different things. And there's been some men that have put on and lost weight too. It's quite a, once you start looking into that, you know,
Yeah.
people that have done different things for different roles and you know, things they've done. Yeah, I don't know if we ever talked about it. I see it's here in my list on Netflix. I've watched The Adam Project. Did we talk about that one?
I don't remember. I remember not being that impressed with it. Did you enjoy it?
Well, it was so slow, and you know, it's just, yeah, they tried to make it like an adventure movie, and it wasn't really, and a bonding between a father and son, but it didn't kind of make it there either. I think it hit and missed on a few different things. It was an interesting kind of thing, but so predictable that, yeah.
It's really funny. I've fallen in love with Ryan Reynolds
Yes.
recently, and I have to be fair to myself that I'm really a Deadpool fan, and I love what he's done with Deadpool. But I think it would be easy for me to make a bigger list of Ryan Reynolds movies I don't like than it would be movies that I do like. And what I've fallen in love with is just he's so open on the internet. He's such a genuine person that's what I've really enjoyed. He's a great representative for your country, I think. I mean, he's just done such a great job of being a good Canadian, at least in a public speaking kind of way, in an internet exposed way.
So the other one you were talking about, Everything Everywhere
All at Once.
All at Once.
It's in the movie theaters
it's not
right
a Netflix.
now. It's at the movie theaters right now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You might find it on Streamio or Kodi.
Yeah.
I think it's been released. I think it's on iTunes right now. Pardon me.
I've tagged one to watch. Just Getting Started. I'm kind of the same way with Morgan Freeman. Like I kind of like his acting, and he's done some different things. And now it's Morgan Freeman, Tommy Lee Jones, Rene Russo.
Oh yeah.
Who else? Joe Pantoliano, whatever. Anyways, so it's a senior citizens Palm Springs retirement resort engages in a petty rivalry with community manager Duke. Anyways, I like these old folks kind of things now. So
well, we'll wait to hear back from you next week to hear what you thought of that movie. And,
yeah, I'll have to fit it in there somewhere.
We'll have to get Bill to come wake you up for the meeting because you've got so many to watch now at night.
Well, he had to do that today. I had an appointment at 9:00 in town, and he came in and woke me. Like I was awake at 5, and then I was awake at 7, and everything. Next thing I know, he comes in and he says, "Don't you have to be on the road?" You know? So yeah, and I don't know. I guess I was 11 o'clock last night, so not too bad. So.
Well, you guys, we've been rolling for about an hour and a half, and I have got to get to duties I have around here. And so, because I said duty, I think we should close this meeting. So if anybody has anything else to contribute to today's meeting, please shout it out now. Otherwise, we're going to shut it down.
I'm off to clean up my security and to reload my brother printer and all that fun stuff from my notices. So have a good week.
You guys have a good week
Lunch
as
is
well.
ready, Cheryl.
Fred,
Have a good one.
you keep cruising, buddy. And until next Tuesday, everyone, tech on.
Happy Iceland, Fred.
I'll see you in Iceland next week.
Sounds great. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, we did it again. That was the San Carlos Computer Club. We meet every Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Arizona time is probably a way to do that. UTC minus 7 hours. Anyone is welcome to join us. Check out the website for any details you might need. We do a Google Meet, and you'll need the Meet code for that. So if you'd like to be with us. Also, I'm Scott. I'm Scott from International Computer Solutions. If you're looking for computer assistance out there on the internet, let me bring solutions to your computer remotely. Just get a hold of me, Scott at internationalcs.net. And if you like what we're doing, check out our website, scclub.org. I post links to these meetings as well as record them as a podcast. You can find them anywhere you find podcasts. Just search for the San Carlos Computer Club. Until next Tuesday, everybody out there in internet land, you tech on. We'll see you then.